Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Local Survival here, back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a Minecraft modded server. So this server is not like a bucket server where you can add plugins and stuff. This is a server where you add actual mods and stuff. So this server is most likely going to need a lot of RAM because you're going to be running mods, not plugins, and the server on your computer. So make sure that you have a pretty powerful computer when you do this before you begin this tutorial, because it could take up a lot of RAM to run it because you're running mods once again. But once you make sure of that, let's get right on to the video. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is there's going to be a link down below, and you're going to want to come over to this page right here that says Forge. And it's just like this is Forge, which allows you to create the server and allows you to run mods and everything. Like, this is pretty much what allows your Minecraft to run mods and be able to have mods. If you do not have this, then it will not work. But so since we're doing this for 1.15, you're gonna want to come up here to 1.15, click on the little plus or just anywhere on it, and you want to have this little drop down menu and click on 1.15.2, and then you can see it right there, 1.15.2. so once it says that, then that means you're good. So now you can go over here and do download latest and click installer, and then if it brings you over to this add focus thing, do not click anything on this page. These could be viruses, this could be anything. So if anything like this pops up, do not click on it. This could be dangerous and a virus. The only thing that you're going to want to do is come up here to the top right and click skip. Alright, now you're going to want to click keep, and then if you're on Firefox, it should pop up in the middle, and we're going to want to click keep on there. But now there's going to be this little blue circle around the Java logo down here. So once that little blue circle goes away, then that means your download is completely finished, like that. So then once you finish that, and then you can minimize your browser like this, and then you're going to want to drag this out onto your desktop like that. And if you already have it on your desktop, then that's fine. Now you can minimize your browser because we will not be needing it for a little bit. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is take this and highlight it, and you're going to want to right click on it and you want to click open with. Alright, and then if you do not have the JDK or the SE binary, the Java development kit downloaded, then you're going to want to go down to the description down below, and there's going to be something called download JDK/SE binary, and that's going to allow you to run the server. That is what allows you to run the server. That is like the server runner pretty much. But once you have that downloaded and it still doesn't pop up or something like that, or you have a problem with the server, there's going to be another link down below right underneath that called jar fix, and if you download that, that should fix all your jar files, and hopefully that works. If that should fix it. If that does not work though, you should seek further help, because at that point I do not know what to do, but that should most likely work. So, but anyways, once you have that done and you see this option here, open JDK platform binary, you want to click OK, and then it should just load a little bit, and then this is going to pop up right here. First thing you're going to want to do is do install client right here. So make sure the black the black circle is filled in with install client, and we're going to click OK. So now some stuff should run here, and this is just pretty much downloading it and the libraries and everything. So this could take a minute because it is running a lot of stuff. So I will be right back once it downloads. Okay, so then when it successfully downloads, you should see this pop up right here: successfully installed client profile Forge for version 1.15.2 Forge, and then all that over there. You just want to click OK. Everything should disappear, and then now you're going to want to come back up here, and you can do, or actually do not go up there yet. I missed a step actually. So you just want to go anywhere on your desktop, right click, go down to new, and create a folder. and now you can call this whatever. I'm just going to call this 1.15.2 forge modded server, and just click enter, and then you should have your folder created now. So this is going to be like pretty much where you keep all your files for the server. So now once you do that, you can highlight this again, right click, and then open with, and then once again open it with this, the JDK. And now this time you're going to want to go down to install server, and then now if it's red down here, that's okay. Alright, you're fine. I have it too, so you're okay. So now you're going to want to go over here to the 3 dots right here, click on it, and then you want to go to desktop, and then you're going to want to find whatever you named your server folder. So mine's going to be called 1.15.2 forge modded server. Alright, so you're just going to click that, just like that. Well, not like that, just highlight it like that. That's okay, I guess. And you want to click open, and then you want to click OK once this is all normal and not red, and click OK. So now you should see this, and this could take a while. This could take up to like 10 minutes depending on how fast your computer is. So sit tight, and I will be back once this downloads. Alright, so once the server completely downloads, you're going to see this message just like the other one when you installed the Forge. And you want to click OK. Alright, and then everything should disappear. And now make sure that your friends install Forge too. So they're gonna want to do the same exact thing. So they're going to download this, and then they want to do open with, and then install client. But they only have to install the client. They do not have to make the server and everything. All they have to do is just install it, and then whatever mods you add to the server, they have to add to their single player server as well, or to their single player file as well, so that they can play the mods with you. Because if they don't have the mods downloaded, then there's going to be no point to the server. But anyways, so once you finish, that finishes downloading, you can go into here, and then you should see a couple of things like this here. So now what you're going to want to do is right click, you're going to click new, and then text document, and then you can double click it, and then now you can go down to the description below, and you're going to find Forge RAM codes here. Now for this server, if you're going to be running mods, you're definitely going to need 4 gigabytes of RAM. You could possibly run it with 3 gigabytes depending on how big the mods are and how powerful they are, but I would highly recommend 4 gigabytes. So for the purpose of the video, I'll be using 4. And if you want to, if your computer allows more than 4 gigabytes of RAM, these two numbers right here, 4 and 4 at the beginning of these two, you can delete that number. And let's say you want to run your computer has like 16 gigabytes, and you want to run your server with 8 gigabytes of RAM. You just replace it with 8, and that'll change it. So if you want to change it to higher, just replace the 4 and in the 4 gigabyte server, and change it to however many gigabytes you want to add. Anyways, once you do that, do not highlight the 4 gigabyte server. Do not highlight that. Just go from Java to pause, highlight that, Control C, come over to your text document over here. I can close this now. Yeah, save. I can come over to here now. This is the text document that I created in here, and I can do paste that. And now you're not done yet. All right, you want to do File, Save As, not Save, Save As, and then call it whatever you want. I'd recommend like run or start server, or just start in general. I'm just gonna do run, and then you want to do .bat. So you want to type in run.bat. You can replace run with anything that you want, but you have to make sure that you have the .bat at the end. Now you're not done yet. Do not click the save button yet. You want to go over to save as type and all files, and that should pop up in the middle, and now you can click save. Alright, and you can close out of that, and then you can exit out of, or you can delete the new text document that you created, and now you should have run.bat, these two jar files, your 1.15.2 file, and your libraries. Now what you're going to want to do is double click on run.bat. Oh, and before you do that, actually I messed up. So you're going to, so as you can see in here, if you go into here, this is called forgeserver right here. That is how the run.bat recognizes the jar file so that it can run the server. So you're gonna want to you're gonna want to what do you call it? Exit out of that, and then you're gonna want to go over to this file right here, and you want to rename it, and then just call it forge server, and whatever it highlights, just do that. And I'd recommend that you go over and turn on file extensions or file name extensions. If you go over to view and file name extensions and check that little box off, I'd recommend that you have that on for this tutorial. But anyways, you want to rename that forge server, and then now you can double click on it, and then now it will recognize it. As you can see, should run some stuff like this, and then you should get this error. That's okay. Just click any key to continue, and now you should get some new files in here and stuff. You want to go over to EULA or EULA.txt, whichever, depending if you have file name extensions on. Whatever it says EULA or EULA.txt, double click on it, and then this is pretty much you agreeing to Mojang's user license agreement, which is their like that's what do you call it? EULA stands for End User License Agreement. This is pretty much their terms and conditions. So if you want to read the terms and conditions, you can come over to this link here, copy it, and then go into your browser, go to a new tab, and you can paste it in, and then you can look at your the what do you call it? Terms and conditions here. But once you do that, if you read it or not, you can come over here to the end, and it should say false, and you want to replace false with true, and then make sure that there's no space between the equal sign and true. Make sure it's all one thing. So you can come over to file. You do not have to do save as this time. Just click save and exit out, or you can do Control S, whichever one you want. Now you can run your server again by just double clicking the run.bat, and then it should run through some stuff here, some code. That's just pretty much starting the server up. So I will be right back once this loads up. Okay, so now it should say, if everything worked correctly, it should say done right here, and it should say like 2 lines of code after that, and then that means your server is up and running and that you're all good. So now what you want to do, you can come down here and just type in stop, and then it'll pretty much save the game, and press any key to continue. So make sure you stop your server. So now here's where you want to make your decision, and I will go over both ways depending on which way you're trying to play. So there's 2 ways that you can run, or not really run the server, but how, like what type of people you want to have join the server. So the first option is if you're just trying to play the server, like if you're just trying to play multiplayer with someone in your house. So like let's say you're trying to play with like your sibling or your parents maybe, or your friend or anybody like that, and they're in your house and they're connected to the same Wi-Fi as you, then here's what you're gonna want to do. And even if you're trying to make the server public for someone that's trying to join down the street or in another state or another country, you're gonna want to do these steps too. So everyone that's trying, so no matter what kind of situation you have, whether you're trying to play with someone in your house or someone that is not in your house, like down the street in another state or another country, you're gonna want to do this step as well. So everyone do this step. So you want to go over here down to the search bar down here, or click on the Windows icon in the bottom left, and then you want to type in CMD and just click enter, and this should pop up, and you want to type in IPCONFIG, and just click enter, IP config. And now the only two things that you're going to need here are your IPv4 address and your default gateway. This will look confusing, but these are the only two things that you're going to need. So now you're going to want to copy your IPv4 address, Control C, come over and find your, either, depending if you have file extensions on, either go over to your server or server.properties file or notepad here, and then you want to go down to server IP right here and paste your IPv4 address next to that. So everyone do that. Even if you're not trying to play locally with someone in your house, you're still going to want to do that, alright? So, and also make sure that's connected to the equal sign there, so it's all one thing, not make sure there's no space in between like that. Make sure it's like that. But after that, you can click File, Save, and you can exit out of that. Now you can run your server again, and and also you can open Minecraft like I have it open down here, because now you will be joining your server, and this is going to be the example for if you're trying to play with someone inside your house. So I'll be right back once the server loads up again. Okay, so now once your server loads, you can go into your Minecraft, which you should have opened or open now. While the server was loading up, you can go to multiplayer, and you can scroll down. And now, if you want to add, you can either do direct connect, where you can access the server like once and just have it there, or you can do add server and type in the server address here, and that'll add it as a permanent option here. So I'm just going to be doing direct connect, but if you're doing add server, just type whatever I'm typing into the server address here. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is paste your IPv4 address into here, and this is if you're just trying to play locally around your house. So you're going to want to give this IP address to whoever's trying to join your server as well. So you're going to want to put it in here, and then whoever's trying to join your server around your house is going to want to put it in there too. So now you can click join server, and it might take a minute because it's your first time joining the server, and then there you go. So here's our spawn, and there you go. So that's that. So now you're done if you're just trying to play locally and you're just trying to play like with someone in your house that's connected to the same Wi-Fi as you. But now you can disconnect from the server, and you can stop your server now. If you're trying to play with someone that is down the street, your neighbor even, or someone in another state, territory, however your country works, or someone even in another country, you're going to want to stick around now. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you can minimize your folder here, and if you still have this open, go to it. If you closed it, then just go back down here, type in cmd, and type in ipconfig. But now you're going to need your default gateway, so you can copy it if it'll let me. There we go. So copy your default gateway, go into your browser, and go to a new tab, and do Control V and paste your default gateway, not your IPv4 address, your default gateway into the browser, or into the address bar here, and click enter. And then now here's probably going to be the hardest part of the video. After this it's just going to be smooth sailing from there. But this could look completely different than what you're seeing on your screen now, okay? And that's perfectly fine, alright? What I would recommend doing is going into a new tab and looking up how to port forward whatever browser you have. So let's say you have Files by Verizon, you can stay here because I'll be doing the same exact thing as you will. But let's say you have Xfinity, as it says here, for example. You can do that. Here's a great tutorial right here. You can also go over to videos, and you can find how to port forward your router. So that's going to be how people join your server. But anyways, you're going to click proceed, for me at least, if you have Verizon, and then now it's going to say like username and password. Wait, like what does that mean? So like, do I have this? What you're gonna want to do is go over to your router or your Wi-Fi box, whatever you call it, and there should be a little sticker on the side that says, if you want to access your router, use this, or something like that, and it should give you a username and password. That's what you're going to want to use to access this. Alright, so my username is admin, and then my password is this. I will enter it, and there you go. So once you find your username and password and enter it, this is what it should look like here. So then you're gonna want to find your port forwarding tab here. Alright, this may look very confusing, but that's alright. Okay, I'm gonna walk you step by step through this. Okay, so you're going to find your port forwarding tab. This could be in a bunch of different sections. It could be in apps and gaming, it could be in apps, it could be in gaming, it could be in just playing out on your dashboard here. But wherever you find your port forwarding tab, you're going to want to click on it. And then now for me, in my case, or if you have Verizon, you're going to want to click select IP from menu, scroll down, and find laptop tech 8S1HC, or at least that's what mine is. You're going to want to find which one yours is. It should be pretty obvious. I was able to find this by myself, so yours should be pretty obvious as well. But anyways, once you do that, then you want to click application to forward, or this may not even be a choice. It may just be TCP, UDP, or both, or TCP/UDP. Okay, whatever. If you have the option for both, click that. If it is TCP/UDP, click on that. If you have this option here, click custom ports or own ports, something like that. Whatever it is, and you want to click both or TCP/UDP. Now you may have two boxes here, and in each box, or you may have one. If you have two or one, you're going to want to enter the same thing in all the boxes that you have for this, which is 25565, which is the default port for Minecraft. Alright, so once you have all this filled out, you're going to want to click add or apply or save or whatever yours says. Now I will not be doing that because I already have the port added down here, which is 25565 right there. But make sure that you click add or save or apply once you have all this filled out. Once you do that, then you can exit out of the tab and you can minimize your browser, and you will not be needing this anymore either. So now you just opened up a port pretty much for people to join your server. Okay, so now the next part, this part is very serious. Okay, there's going to be a link down below that says find my IP address. Okay, now your IP address is very private. You're going to want to keep that private and only give it to people that you trust or that you know very well. Do not give this number out to anybody that you know that like you just randomly found or randomly met on the internet. Okay, do not give these numbers to anybody that you do not know or trust. Okay, so once you find those numbers, then you're going to want to go over to Minecraft, and then you can do direct connect or add server, whichever one you want. I will be doing direct connect, but alright, now since I have a server that is going to be going public very soon, which is www.locosurvival.us.to, I changed the numbers of my IP address into a link that you can connect to through Minecraft, which is called a domain. If you make your domain or your IP address into a domain, then that means nobody can track you. So if you're trying to make your server public, then I would recommend that you do this. But anyways, so the link is pretty much equivalent to the numbers. Okay, yours will, if this is your first time doing this and you have not changed your IP address into a domain, then this will then the numbers are okay and you do not need the link. Okay, you should have the numbers if this is your first time doing this. Alright, so once you enter in the numbers here, and also give the numbers to your friend that you're trying to join or who wants to join you, and click join server, and then your friend down the street or whatever should be able to join. Oh, actually, you'll not be able to join because you have to have your server running, which I forgot to do. So I will be right back once this loads up here. Okay, so then once your server loads up, then you can go back over to Minecraft, enter in the numbers into either one, and then click join server, and then now you should be able to join. Alright, so that is how you join the server. But now, here's one last thing that you're going to need, that you should probably know. Okay, so let's say you wanted to play in creative. Alright, that could be a problem, right? So if you want to play in creative, so like if I try to do /game mode creative, see, unknown command, it won't work. So yeah, so what you're going to want to do is come over to your server here, and then do OP, and then whatever the person's gamer tag is that you want to allow to use commands. So you click enter there, and then right there, and then made local 151 a server operator. So, and now I can do /game mode or creative right there, and now I'm in creative mode. And then if you guys want the seed, I could do /seed, and there's the seed. So, and then you could also do the same thing to other people. So like if there was somebody else in the game, you would just do the same thing and then replace your gamer tag with theirs. So like if there was someone in the game named, like, if let's say my gamer tag was not local151, it was something else, you would do OP and then local151, which is just, for example, like would be someone else's gamer tag. So just pretty much do the other person's gamer tag or username, whatever you call it, to give them permission. But that is pretty much how you make a modded server, and I will be making a video tomorrow or soon, I don't know if it will be tomorrow, on how to create or how to add mods to your server. But that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys enjoyed, please hit the like button down below. If you guys enjoy my content, then subscribe. And if you guys have any questions or comments, I will be happy to help down in the comment section below. But that's all for now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.